Latifah, and you're watching CTV on the Higher Learning Network. Put your head right.
Blog Talk Radio.
Women have the power to transform this world. We can end crime and violence if we all agree to do one thing: share. Let's share our wisdom, share our time, share our talents, share our finances, but most of all, let's share our love. This is the Female Solution. Join me, Naima Latif, every morning, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, as we bring you stimulating discussions about the issues affecting our lives. If you're listening online at www.blogtalkradio.com/the-female-solution, press the blue button that says follow and get our daily topics every morning directly to your email and your smartphone. Hi, I'm Naima Latif, Executive Producer of the Female Solution Radio Show. We invite you to call in 515-605-9325 and participate in this daily think tank as we examine the challenges we face and develop solutions that restore peace and harmony. We are global transformers, changing the world from the way it is to the way it should be. We are one. Wherever we live on this earth, we are one human family. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to extend a greeting to all the members of our family, whenever and wherever you may be listening around the world. To our family in China, Ni Hao. In India, Namaste. In Japan, Konnichiwa. In Korea, Annyeonghaseyo. In Russia, Zdravstvuyte. In Germany, Guten Tag. In Poland, Dzień dobry. In France, Bonjour. In Spain, Hola. In Italy, Ciao. In Egypt, Ahlan wa sahlan. In Ghana, Akwaba. In Nigeria, Peleo. In South Africa, Sawubona. In Senegal, Nangadef. In Kenya, Jambo. In Israel, Shalom. In Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Saudi Arabia, Assalamu alaikum. Greetings, and may peace be upon you all.
Is Monday morning a struggle to get out of bed, into the swing of things? Well, don't worry, you are not alone. Join us for thought-provoking, stimulating, and mindful conversations on higher learning with Zeldaspeaks for your Monday morning mindfulness sessions on Blog Talk Radio, The Female Solution, Mondays, 7:30 until 9 a.m. Be sure and send your ideas, thoughts, comments, and suggestions. Also, if you'd like to be a guest on the show, visit Zeldaspeaks.com and send us your info. We'd love to have you. Experience mindfulness moments with the mindfulness/stress relief coach, Zelda Speaks. And thanks for sharing the mindfulness moment tip of the day. Stay on purpose, stay empowered, and stay tuned to your next session of mindfulness on Higher Learning with Zelda Speaks. Make it a mindful day. And thanks for listening.
Grand Rising, and thank you for joining us back here on The Female Solution. Welcome to Monday Morning Mindfulness. We're just here to start your week off with the Mindfulness Stress Relief Session. I hope you enjoyed it this morning. Please let us know when you called in if you enjoyed it. 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak. Happy Earth Day, birthday, born day if today is your birthday and you're celebrating. And let us keep in mind those that are affected by the corona pandemic 6 months later, and we're still counting. Oh, my goodness. I am so glad to have a veteran mental health professional here with us this morning who is a quarterly contributor, I would like to say, here on The Female Solution. And that would be veteran mental health specialist Khalid Scott. Grand Rising, Khalid. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Well, good morning, Lady Z, and everybody who's listening on this beautiful Monday morning. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being a part of this family, because we could not do it without you. With all the craziness that's going on in the world, we need a professional here. someone who has trained and who has spent his life mission to help those with mental challenges, including myself, because we all got mental challenges right about now. We're all being drawn in different directions. So 6 months later encounter, how do we handle this, Khalid? Go ahead. Let us know. Thank you.
You know what? It's been my assessment, both professionally, and personally, that depending on who you are and what you may personally experience through this pandemic is how you're affected. So for me, a person like me, I work in a hospital, VA hospital, and there are hundreds of veterans who have come through those hospital doors who have COVID. And it was at a point where we were only able to come to work 1 day a week. So for the majority of the 6 months, I was at home working. And as of the last month, we've been able to go back to work, not only half time, because we're, trying to be mindful of, the pandemic. And personally, I've known 7 people who died of the pandemic. I just lost one of my sergeants who I was in the National Guard with just 2 weeks ago. So it hit me in a way that's like, wow, this is for real, because I know people personally. And the majority of the people I knew who died were, older, they had pre-existing conditions. But 3 people I knew were around my age. So it made me take pause and like, wow, this is no joke. And then professionally also, I'm a contractual therapist. And
a contractual therapist? What's a contractual therapist?
You said what now?
What is a contractual therapist? What is that?
Well, what it is I get contracted to go into homes to provide therapy.
Oh, okay.
And part of my practice is I do marriage therapy. So currently, right now, I'm working with 4 couples, 4 or 5, because like I mentioned last when I was on the line in June, marriages and relationships are really being affected by COVID.
Yes.
And not in a good way.
Yes.
Because, again, simply, folks are close proximity with one another.
Yes.
And you would think that it would be seamless because, okay, you're at home with your wife all day.
Right.
So what? But we got so used to the routine of I get up and go to work, you get up and go to work. We come home, maybe at different times, we eat, watch a little TV, play with the kids a little, and then we go to bed. But for the majority of the day, we're away from each other. Well, COVID says no. No. You're at home working. You're at home working. The kids are at home.
Right.
So we have an extended weekend, 7 days a week. And the little things that would have bothered you are just a little like, oh my God, her hair is in the sink. Or, you know what, he left the toilet seat up.
Ooh.
Now, those little small, minor issues have now become things that just made you want to kill that person.
Oh.
And, right. And the little outlets that you had to kind of help balance your life, like going to the gym or going out with your girlfriend or hanging out with the fellas, you couldn't do that because of COVID. So now you're in the home together and folks are fighting like cats and dogs in fact. Ask the police officer, a Chicago police officer like I know him, ask them what most of the calls have been.
Oh, wow.
And they'll tell you that it's been domestic related.
Wow.
It's domestic related. So this pandemic pandemic has really, and it took our normalcy away from us. Just like that. One day we were able to do everything we wanted to do. The next day, it's like, no, you got to stay home and you can't do this and you can't do that. And of course, none of us have, lived through a pandemic before. So we had to get used to this. And so, of course, that messed up our mental.
Right.
Because now we have to shift gears on how we think and how we do.
Right.
Now parents have to be school teachers now.
Right.
Right. Thank God my daughter's in college, but she's in college sitting in her dorm room all day taking classes instead of being able to enjoy her first year of college.
Did you say she was sitting in her dorm?
Yes, 100%. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Did you say she was sitting in her dorm?
Yes.
Taking.
They're not having in-person classes, so they're telling her, she's a freshman. So they was like, well, set your laptop up because all your classes are going to be remote.
Oh.
And then what they have, right. So she's sitting in her dorm room all day doing, going to class.
Oh, wow.
So, again, no homecoming game, none of the things that you're used to doing as a college person.
Right.
So everybody is shifting gears. Kids couldn't graduate normal. They had to have parking lot graduation.
Yes.
My daughter couldn't go on prom.
Right. I know.
When we dropped her off in college, we dropped her off in the parking lot. We couldn't even go into her room and help her decorate.
Oh, wow.
So, again, we've had to shift everything that we knew to do to this new way of living. And, of course, it's beating us down mentally. Then you add on top of that the racial stuff that's been going on in the world. So here in the United States, watching black men get shot and suffocated to death on the street. And watching, and we're thinking under the Obama administration that, blacks and whites are getting along now.
Right.
They like us. We like them. But now we're seeing true colors come out.
Right. And right.
And then we in less than 40 days, we got to pick a president.
Yes. You said it right, New. You said it right the first time. Yeah.
And I hope so, Zelda, but I'm not sure no more because I'm starting to see a whole lot of people of color become Republicans now. So I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know.
Wow.
And so even the mentality of what if this man gets back in office? If he's done all this damage in 4 years, what is he going to do with an additional 4 years?
Ooh, Lord have mercy. We don't.
So that's a lot to take in mentally, isn't it?
Yes, it is. That's a whole lot to take in.
And I just been on the phone with you. And I just been on the phone for 10 minutes. And listen to all that.
Yeah, all of that.
So there you go.
Viata Robinson, host of Soul Purpose Healing on Sunday and on Friday, Health and Wellness. She just put in my Facebook chat. We are all in my dad's favorite class, the psychology of adjustments. It's fun times. It makes us think. It makes us think. Talk about psychology of adjustment. Yeah, when it really didn't hit me because I'm retired, so I'm at home most of the time. But it hit me, Khalid, when I went to the gym and they were saying no gym, and I was like, what? Oh my goodness, this is real. What am I supposed to do now? It's like go outside and walk, but it's like the psychology of adjustment. You have to adjust yourself mentally, physically, and emotionally. I am so I shouldn't be surprised, like you said. And I know some captains and some sergeants, and I'm going to ask that, and I'm pretty sure they're going to say the same thing that you said, that most of the calls that they get are domestic. Yeah, we just aren't used to. We've been so conditioned to have this 9 to 5 experience that when we get a chance to be close, it's like we get on each other's nerves.
Yeah.
Is that is that crazy or what?
But see, if you think about it, it's that, you get acclimated to behavior patterns.
Yes.
Some of us do.
Yes.
But when you switch up the behavior patterns, you have to adjust.
Yes.
And see, it wasn't like we were given head up about this.
None.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Literally, we saw the news saying that, okay, shut everything down next week.
Right.
So it wasn't a gradual transition.
Yeah, like the hurricane victims. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, of course, we didn't get a chance to adjust our psyche about this. We had to go right into it.
Right.
And then you're scared because you're like, wait a minute. Are groceries going to run out? Is toilet paper going to run out? So we're running to the store, buying up everything.
Right.
You know?
Losing our minds at the grocery store.
People are dying every day.
Yep.
So we're scared. And it's like, if you hear somebody now, imagine if you was in an elevator and somebody starts coughing. What would be your first thought? That's right then and there. And it could be just somebody clearing their throat. But the first thought is going to be, oh my God, he got corona.
I'm sorry, that mean to laugh.
Oh my God, he got corona.
That's fear-based thinking, yes.
Yeah. Absolutely it is. Absolutely it is. Then the summertime hit, and now we're seeing people being real laissez-faire about everything.
Mm-hmm.
They're going out and they're not wearing masks, and then a week later, you see this spike in the number of COVID positive people, and this, and it's like, oh my God, and there's no cure, there's no vaccination. Then, if you do get sick with it, your family can't even come into the hospital and visit you.
Sure can't. My girlfriend, my best girlfriend of 50 plus years, happened to her.
Wow. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's a lot for a human being to take in.
Yeah, it is. It's a whole lot to take in.
That's a lot.
And especially if you don't have
a
professional like you to give you some insight and direction to help you through this maze, because that's exactly what it is. It just threw it through.
Absolutely, Zelda, and the thing is, right. And then it's making us treat each other differently. Like I told you before, I had started losing friends because it was like, because we're on edge, it doesn't take much for me to make you mad or you make me mad. And we're ending friendships over this pandemic.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So the pandemic brought out all the blackheads.
Yes.
You know, it brought out all the blackheads to the skin surface. You know,
I like that analogy.
And just so, right. And so imagine when we get back to some sort of normalcy, we're all going to be suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder.
Yeah.
Because look how our lives have been jarred because of this pandemic.
You think it's going to get back to normalcy? I think this is the new normal. You think things are going to go back?
You know what? I think yes, I will. Yes, I do. Because what happens is, look at what happens now. Look at what's happening now. So people are going back to stores, going back to restaurants. Now, it's a shift on how things are, but I'm starting to have friends start coming back over to the house.
Oh.
Now, we wear our masks, but slowly but surely, you're going to get back to normal. Now, it may look a slight different, but it's going to be some normalcy to come back to. Because no matter what, with all the other pandemics there's been over the centuries, you go back to your normal behaviors. But now you have a new vaccination you got to take now.
Yeah.
So, like at the hospital I work at, now they're making sure that all of us have to take the flu shot now. But folks are like, I don't want no flu shot. And so I'm like, here we go.
Yeah.
So, and then when they do have the actual vaccination for the corona, people are already saying, I'm not going to take that vaccination. I don't know what they're putting in my body. So it's going to be a while.
Yeah.
But we're going to get back to some type of normal. We're going to get back because we have to.
Viata Robinson.
So I love working from home, you know.
Yeah, who wouldn't?
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Viata says another 4 years of Trump should deepen our trust and relationship with the Most High. How about that?
It should have.
It should.
It should have, but it hasn't. You know what I'm saying?
But
now, abnormalcy is normal now for us, Zelda.
Abnormalcy is now normal. Wow. Never looked at it like that.
Yeah.
Abnormalcy is the new normal. Okay. That's some food for thought. Okay.
The things that President Trump has done, if President Obama would have did one of the things that this man has done, that you know where that man would have been impeached.
You know it.
Chicago.
You already know it. If you
now that we don't experience 4 years of mistreatment and things, and it's like, okay, well, we're unsensitive, we desensitized now. I mean, our first lady, that was a position of regalness.
Yes.
To be a first lady, you know.
Yes.
Now, the first lady we have in office now, I can go on the internet and look up new pictures of her.
What?
That's our first lady.
New pictures of who?
The first lady, Melania Trump.
A
porno actress in Russia.
Oh my goodness. I didn't know that. I'm like, I know you ain't talking about Michelle. I'm like, wait a minute, hold up, Jim Shoe. I know you ain't talking about Michelle.
No, I'm saying, but when Michelle wore a sleeveless dress, they talked about her.
Oh, okay.
Now, the first lady is an ex-porno actress.
Right.
Or model.
Right. Well, you know, they always have to find something negative. But, you know, the truth always comes to light. What can I say? The truth always comes to light. It's just
Absolutely.
It's just a matter of time.
So now we have to address the mental health of us being in the middle of a pandemic, even though it's over 6 months old now.
Yeah. Can you believe that?
Now,
6 months.
Business is booming for us mental health specialists now.
I can imagine.
Everybody I know is booked solid now.
Wow.
Everybody I know.
Wow.
But luckily, a lot of us doing Zoom sessions now.
Okay.
So that's able to open up room for us. But every clinician I know in private practice is like, I'm packed.
Wow.
Which is a good thing. Which is a wonderful thing. But then you got to check on the clinicians now because now
yes.
Overwhelmed.
And that was my next question. How do you handle after taking all that information, all that stress, all that chaos and confusion? How do you release that at the end of the day? What do you do? Because the average person go get a beer or smokes a cigarette or have a glass of wine. So what do you do? I'm curious to know. What do you do?
Well, the buzzword in clinical work is self-care. Self-care, self-care. Like we talked about before.
Yes.
So we know that once you turn off the computer, once you close your door at work, then you got to start kind of like download all of what you've been encountering for that day. And again, it's whatever you got to do is you got to go and play your Sade CD.
Okay.
You got to go and take that bath.
Okay.
You got to go for that long walk. You know,
okay.
Or you got to get that bottle of wine.
Yes.
Whatever your vice is to bring you back to the middle.
Yes.
So it's a lot to take in. Like for me, 7 people I know died.
Woo!
So it was like, wait a minute, let me deal with that.
Right.
7 people that I know of. And then we couldn't go to funerals. We can't go to funerals.
Right.
So you lose people and you can't even go to a regular funeral to say goodbye.
Sure can't.
How can that not affect people?
Of course it will.
Affect us?
You're automatically affected by it. There's nowhere you're not affected by it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's what I'm saying is that we got to work harder. We have to work harder to in the middle of a pandemic still to get back in the middle. And then let's go back to June when the incident, May, June, when the incident happened with George Floyd.
Yes.
So the reason why that got so much attention, because to be honest, it was a distraction from Corona.
Ah.
Think about it. We were so inundated with Corona, that when this happened, wait a minute, this is something we can look at and pay attention to because we were living in a monster movie.
Ooh.
Every day, all day, these Corona numbers were coming up. And we're like, oh my God, we're going to die. So then when George died the way he did, wait a minute, I could start talking about Corona for a few days. Let's focus in on this black man getting killed.
And you're watching CTV on the Higher Learning Network. Get your head right.